topic I want to talk with y'all about right now, man, was solution based thinking, right? We know our community is like pampered, like littered, not pampered, littered with problems, oppression, all type of shit. So I just wanted to kind of talk to y'all about some kind of things that y'all face in y'all personal lives and ways y'all found solutions for it, right? So I know me coming from the environment that I come from, very single parent home, below the poverty line when I was growing up and whatnot. My mom's worked hard and shit, and she definitely provided for us and whatnot, but it was still times that we did struggle. So I heard a quote a while back that said that we become the adults to fix our parents' problems, right? So one of the things that I've always strived forward to was some kind of monetary success, right? And I know a lot of people talk about like inflation problems right now. Everybody complaining about how high groceries is and just how hard it is to get ahead, right? And one of the things that's helped me in my life is the stock market. So that's one of the solutions that I kind of want to bring to the show. I actually got something planned very special. It's going to be coming soon. I won't announce it just yet, but where I kind of want to show y'all some portfolio ideas and how to move forward with that. But one thing that I want to bring to the community, because I'm not sure if everybody is aware, but like I said, investing in the stock market, that's one of the things that's helped me a lot. And I've recently opened up a Fidelity brokerage account. This ain't an ad either. It's something I actually use, right? To where you can buy fractional shares. So I know initially I was telling people like, oh, you go buy a share of Apple, share of Amazon. Everybody ain't got 100, 200, 300 bucks of disposable income that they can just do, every week or every month. So the reason I opened a Fidelity account is what Fidelity allows you to do is fractional share hosting. So you can take literally $20 and go buy a tenth of a share of Apple, or $20 and go buy a tenth of a share of Nvidia, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But that's just my encouragement to y'all. That's just one of the solutions that I found is like get into the stock market, educate yourselves. Like I said, there's other shows out there that do a better job of kind of doing a deep dive on it, and we can kind of revisit this in the conversation. But I also want to get my co-host input on some things that they've found that they've been struggling with in life, or some that they family might have struggled with that they found a solution around. So that's just my first offering to the group is investing in the stock market. Like Kendall, Blaze, either one of y'all want to go first, and Leslie, something that y'all have found to help y'all fix an issue that y'all been struggling with in y'all life?
But for me, investing been a big part of that the last couple of years. Me and you've been going hard on that.
Mm-hmm.
But most importantly for me, entrepreneurship, man. Like that was the only really route I had to go. So that set the ball rolling for me.
Can you explain why that was the only route you had to go?
Because I'm a multiple felon, and like it's like the barriers of entry for everything for me is like twice as hard for everybody. So like I like even for jobs, like it's hard to get jobs. So like you get tired of going out there and people telling you no all the time. So you got to make it happen for yourself. Even like housing, like in Milwaukee, like it was easy. You go out there, you cash people out. Like, hey man, I pay 6 months, I pay a year. But out here, like they do background checks, and everything. You can't even really get no cribs out here, So you gotta like I had to go the business route so I could just put everything in my business name.
That's what's up. Yeah, I would never thought about that for a film. See what I mean?
Yep.
That's why I like doing those deep dives. But that's why entrepreneurship is huge, is largely important for somebody with a decorated past.
you said it like I was an army vet.
Yeah. Hey, listen, bro. Listen. This is why I said it like that, because some of the things that we was into growing up, man. I'm seeing a lot of that shit become legal. Like motherfuckers are just walking around with guns. Like motherfuckers. Like I literally was delivering ad the other day for a legal cannabis company. I said, bro, they just need to free everybody. Anybody with a weed charge need to be free, fam. Like, this is ridiculous. I said, I remember,
that's a fact.
I sent it to y'all. I'm like, fam, like, what the fuck? Like, really, bro? Like, this is what time it is. Like, and we still got cats locked up for marijuana right now, which is insane. But that was the reason I said that. Right, that was the reason I said it like that. Blaze, you got anything else to kind of expound on with that? Like, you got any? Because I know, like, everybody ain't as big of a hustler as you. So how would you kind of encourage somebody who might not be able to figure it out right out the gate, or might not have no support system or backlog of cash or anything like that? Is there anything you can?
Well, it's it's gonna be hard regardless. Even for me, and I had a lot of resources available, but
Mm.
even for me, it's hard because what I'm saying, it's all on you. So if you ain't got the initiative to just really go out there and do it, then you ain't gonna. I can't get that for you, man. You got to figure that out
Okay. Okay. Leslie
for real,
Kendall.
because it's definitely gonna be a struggle
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah. Leslie Kendall. Yeah, Leslie, you muted. Production error.
I would say for me, teaching myself as well as my kids how to manage their money. We haven't necessarily got to the let's do full on investment level. We, have to make, of course, baby steps, but like I didn't have that type of guidance growing up. So that was some things that we had to figure out on our own. You know what I'm saying? Like me and my cousin will always be like, girl, we got to have us a little stash. So no matter what we did, where we went, always had $100 bill folded up behind my wallet, like no matter what, or just stashed somewhere where I knew the money was there. So I'm trying to teach that to my oldest as well. Like just because you got it, that don't mean, I'm saying you necessarily need to spend it. Just save your money. So that's something that I have to enforce within my family. Because like I said, I didn't have that. It was shit. You got it, okay, spend it. It didn't matter. Let's do paycheck to paycheck. Like I don't like being paycheck to paycheck, and I'm thankful that I have been blessed to not have to live paycheck to paycheck anymore. Like I am very, very thankful for that because it wasn't fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not fun having to wait or like okay, let me overdrive my account today because I know I get paid tomorrow. Like that's not fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want that for me, and I didn't want that for my kids. So that's something again that I'm focusing on, just teaching my children. Just because you got it down to me, you spend it. Always have some money. Like you always need some money. You never know what could happen. You always need a backup. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think and I think that's why like and we could talk offline a little bit about this too, but with investing and like once you have your savings account, like your emergency fund, which is basically 3 to 6 months of your income saved up. So in the event that you lose your job, you can have some immediate money to access, and that should be in a savings account. And that's as far as you should go. Well, I mean, some people can go farther, but that's as far as I would suggest you going with a savings account. Anything outside of that, that's when I suggest you start putting your money in the stock market because you can beat inflation. Like the Fed's trying to get inflation under 2%, so 2% a year. I think we've been at like 7% a year. Am I correct, Blake?
Yeah, at least seven
At least 7. But me and Blaze been
for
in
the
this.
past 3 years.
Right, me and Blaze been in the stock market for like, well, I've been in the stock market a long time, like at least 10 years. But like my personal investments, where I take my money and act as my own brokerage, my own broker, buying paper assets, I've been at like 15% a year. So I've been beating inflation regardless. Everybody else who just got their money on the sideline has been losing to inflation. And now they got these savings accounts since the pandemic was really Apple's fault, but you got a savings account where you can get up to 5% return. So even if you ain't gonna get directly in the stock market, you can at least do 5%. But once you
I'm
know
at
how,
I'm at I'm at 14%.
you
My
got,
investments was
yeah, 14% a year.
14%.
See what I'm saying? So like we beating inflation just by putting our money in the stock market, and that way you ain't got to really save money per se. Like, hey, let me throw some bread in the savings account. Let me stuff this in the mattress. You can make your money go to work for you. You know what I mean? So and we can, and like I said, we're gonna do a deeper dive later on to kind of tell y'all step by step how to get there. But like I said, Fidelity allows you to do it with any dollar amount. You could do it 5, 10, 20. You ain't got to be like, oh shit, I got to go. A share of Apple is $196. You can just go put, hey, I want to buy $20 worth of Apple, and in the Fidelity account, set it for market, buy it, and it's gonna transact. It might be a little bit lower, a little bit higher depending on the market, but like I said, it allows you to kind of like start making your money go to work for you. You know what I mean?
And that's something I definitely would have liked to learn growing up because you know messing around in the streets, you got large sums of money and you just got it sitting there like you
Mm-hmm.
don't know what to do with it because
Mm-hmm.
you really can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm
So
telling you.
that's something I definitely would have liked to learn a long time ago.
Yeah, I remember the first time somebody brought up investing to me, and that was when I was first joined the Army. I was 21 years old. I didn't know what the fuck they was talking about. It was like they were speaking a foreign language. I didn't know what accounts to have, like anything, like you know what I mean, how to set it up, nothing. Now, but it's a wealth of knowledge out there now, so it kind of helps with all that. You know what I mean? But I think a lot of investors, a lot of podcasts stuff, they kind of talk over people's head because the majority of people we know, man, they live in check to check, and I hate to say it, it just is what it is. So
That's I think that's a culture thing too, though.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like I think we kind of got to start back at the basics and let people know, hey, you can do it with as little as this. What it's gonna cost you to buy that number one with large fries and large sodas, you can start actually investing in your future and seeing your money grow for you. And then once you start seeing it grow, it's kind of addictive. Like me and Blaze been talking about this shit nonstop since we opened our brokerage account a few years ago. That's all we talk about is investing in stocks and what companies to buy and what ETFs to buy. So and like I said, you can do it for your kids, Leslie. Now, like you can go on Fidelity and you can open them a custodial account. They call it UGMA or UPMA, depending on which version of the account you do, whether it's for school or for you to hand off to them when they get older. But you can start investing for them now, so that way, that money that you putting on the side right now, in 20 years when they get ready to go to school, you know what I'm saying, graduate high school or whatever, they got a large amount of money on the sideline for them. You know what I mean? Because the best way to grow money is time, letting it sit and mature. But continue what you were saying, Leslie. My bad. I just want to kind of digress there. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Mm-hmm. That's all.
Okay, that's all. Just that was your biggest struggle was financially.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Like always like Blaze said, like you always have the money, but you know what to do with it. So as a woman, I'm gonna go shopping. Like extra money, what? Yeah. Extra money? Yeah. That's an outfit. Like what? Yeah. So
Telfair bag.
Yeah. hey, but I ain't gonna hold you though.
They had me in the chokehold. I got like 3 of them, and I had to stop. Like that is it. Yeah. No more. Yeah. I've been doing good.
I ain't gonna hold you though. See, like, and the mindset that I've been in is like, if I'm gonna buy something, right, I at least want to own the company. So like I wear Nikes, I wear Adidas, I wear, you know what I mean. I got ETFs and stocks that actually have them in there. So when I go purchase it, now I don't feel guilty going to buy a pair of shoes because I'm like, shit, this is going towards this company, is helping them out. You know what I mean? So that's how I've always looked at it. Like then you don't feel so bad spending money, and at least if you deploying your capital to bring you back some money, you ain't got no problem spending it either. You know what I mean? You can still, hey, oh shit, I done bought $2,000 worth of investment, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop this three bands on whatever I want. You know what I mean? So like as long as you're doing both of them, I think life is about balance. I don't think you got to be all the way one way or all the way. Some people go all the way.
For sure.
Yeah, I've seen some people go all the way. I've seen people sell their houses and invest the money in the stock market because they know a stock was gonna go on the run. But those are also educated people. I wouldn't suggest anybody do that. But you know what I mean? I've seen people do crazy things like that because 10% of a million every year. Y'all do the math on that, and that's some people. That's more than some people's incomes. Kendall, yo go though, bro. My bad. I didn't mean to digress too far, but
you're fine. Yeah, I mean, me personally, like my kind of how I always live my life was trying to find like ways to just maximize, like so that I don't have to have problems later in my life. And for me, like it was a very easy decision, like for me to transition into tech just because of the way that things were moving. At that time, we were pretty much within that transition right after Y2K. So for me, I'm very big on picking roles or opportunities or trades, whatever you want to put it, call it, put it around some level of technology. Even if you don't want to do like a job or anything like that, what I would suggest, it's the easiest way for you to be able to create exactly what you want is something based on tech, because you really can create whatever the hell it is that you want, whether it's AI, software engineering, whatever. You really can just create what exactly it is that's in your mind at this point in life. So I definitely would suggest that, especially if you're early in your life, you can invest early. I didn't get a brokerage account right away, but I always had 401k, I always had pension, things like that. So I was always making investments from that perspective. But what I would definitely suggest is if you're 22 or whatever, try to contribute as much to your 401k, or I'm just talking about from a job perspective if you're not an entrepreneur right away. But that's why I think the benefit of tech, just because you can be an entrepreneur even in that aspect, whether or not you have a job or whatever, you can still have that on the side and still have your money. And then still also a good thing about that is have health insurance, you know what I'm saying? So you can go get checkups, things like that, make sure that your health is good. You don't have to avoid that. Another thing is you have a health savings account. You can use that to invest as well and add those to your brokerage accounts, whatever you want to do with that stuff too. So it's not necessarily just for your health. You can also utilize that for investments as well. So always good to just have those things behind you. It's just a nice little safety net. Especially if you're not really good with money. I wasn't the biggest finance person coming up just because, again, the way I was raised, my mom didn't have that luxury. So it was whatever we had to do to whatever we had to do to survive and things like that. We wasn't like we was just living on some bullshit, but she was very prideful in certain ways, and she did a lot of things on her own just because she had to, because she didn't have the support that she needed in certain ways. So spending money was a thing. It wasn't so much saving wasn't always the conversation, just because they didn't have the opportunity in certain ways. So that wasn't necessarily my reality, but as I grew up, you definitely see those differences, and especially with like people in your family that have made investments and things like that, and to see how well off they are as well. So just definitely, I just would suggest those things when you're coming up in the world, and just making the things easier for yourself. So by the time you're 40, you can be done with everything for the most part. If you invest well.
Right, man. I had to. I'm glad you brought that up about the young people. I had a young man on my job when he first started. He was like 18 years old, and I would always come to him and talk about, hey man, how you doing with your investments? Doing this, blah blah blah. Like this dude got my job matches 5% in a 401k. This dude live at home with his parents. He doing 10% contributions right now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, bro. I said I have never seen somebody young doing that. So I had to give him big encouragement. And like, bro, that's extremely thoughtful. Like that's extremely smart of you, because you 18, 19, you coming right out of high school working this type of job, you're gonna be way ahead of your peers, especially investing into your future like that. You know what I mean? You're gonna be way ahead of your peers.
Right.
So,
Yep.
yeah,
And companies these days ain't giving no pension, so it's real good to invest as much as you can early in where it doesn't necessarily hurting your pockets if you're young. It's just,
Yeah,
especially if you're living with your parents, that's even better.
this generation got to look at retirement totally different.
Yep.
Because it ain't gonna be a lot of services, social programs available for them.
That's right, because they trying to gut Social Security right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they used to, that, like when our parents and generations before us, they used to have what they used to call a 3-legged stool. So you got your pension, you got Social Security, and then you had your own personal investments, which is basically 401k. That was a 3-legged stool. Think about this: like y'all done already heard the horror stories about what's going. Like Social Security is probably going to be non-existent by the time we retire. You know what I mean? Or the next generation retires under us. And pensions are, and most jobs don't give a pension out no more. So now all you have is your 401k. To Blake's point. So if you're getting a 401k in your job, do your max contributions. Then I would encourage you to go do another type of either mutual fund or IRA or something like that, to where you can actually invest in, and then you'll have you'll be maximizing your potential, is what I'm saying. So yeah, definitely
Also life insurance policy too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah 100%.
Whole life.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
that term shit.
Well, it's pros and cons with both of them, because I'm not a huge. I don't like the whole life one, but that's just my personal. Like I said, it's pros and cons with both of them. So yeah, I mean, do whatever fits you best. Just do your research. Most importantly, my bad. I didn't mean to just rebut what it said. My bad.
Oh no, I don't care.
Okay. I love Kendall. This is why he's my co. This is why he's my co-host. Yeah, man. So yeah, I think all that stuff is good, practical information to apply. But one thing I did want to ask you, Kendall, is since you in the tech field, have you seen people who with training in AI, since that's the big thing right now, and how is that changing the career field around you? Have you seen any of that yet?
Like how AI is changing things?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, as far as like jobs are concerned?
I mean, like, because I don't know at which level, and I mean, I'm not trying to put all your business out here, but I don't know at which level have you seen like AI programmers come in to incorporate, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I mean, more so.
Oh, well, I'm not gonna necessarily see that myself, but as far as like the way that things are transitioning, AI is huge, just because of Chat GPT and different aspects of AI that's coming aboard. You got the 4K and the different types of design, things like that. But I'm just talking about in terms of just make sure that you have some level of understanding behind that. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily have to be an AI expert, but just you all if I'm just saying if you're gonna make a tech transition, and I'm just saying in terms of where the jobs are moving, you just want to be able to speak to it. You don't necessarily have to be an expert behind it, but just have some level of understanding of what is going on with the transition of AI, machine learning, all those different aspects of what's going on. You got connected cars and things like that. All of that stuff is, in the
Connected
AI realm.
homes.
Yeah, connected homes, Internet
Like
of Things.
and
They
tech
call it
is constantly evolving. So
right.
you know what I'm
They
saying?
call it
Like
IoT. So like Internet of
Internet
Things.
of Things.
Right. So anything, that's all going to be affected by AI at some point. That's why cybersecurity is huge, with cyber crimes, things like that that's going on to this day. You got companies and things like that that get infiltrated. Healthcare, all of that stuff is going to be affected at some level of AI with masking voices, things like that. So you just want to have some level of understanding with that stuff if you're going to get into that world. Even if you're not in tech, you have to have some understanding of that stuff. Just like Microsoft Office, you know what I mean? You got to learn how to, use certain types of software. It's going to be the same way with AI.
Okay, man, I appreciate that insight. That's definitely definitely needed. I'm already seeing them starting to have AI generated Instagram models.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, they got the AI hoes, man.
They do politicians, they do celebrities, they call you, and you got older people that don't necessarily know what's going on. They thinking The Rock calling them for some donations or Kanye. I'm not saying him for real, but I'm just saying like they're masking voices whatever way that they can, to try. I mean, we was making fun about the that video I sent recently where it was an Asian lady who was trying to sell some fake Jordans and they was using a black man's face masking it, and the dude had white hands. He was probably an Asian dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if nobody's paying attention to those hands, they just looking at the face. They don't know that that's not Kanye, but they're just, oh yeah, it's Kanye. Damn, that's crazy. They're on her stream, So AI is definitely, and I'm not saying you're gonna be that dumb to understand that, but some people just they're not gonna pick that up. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole point of it being used.
Okay. All right. Well,
Well, not just that, but
people
that using it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I got you.
It's definitely some nefarious acts going on with that shit.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, listen, I don't know what kind of acts going into it, but I know one thing: this fucking SMH and AMSL, these damn ETFs that I done bought, that's AI leaning, been running it up, fam. So,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, SMCI, another one, like they, man, killing it, bro. Oof, yeah, like so, yeah. But
one of mine just jumped crazy.
Yeah. You got that the SMCI, the one I was telling you about?
No, I don't got that one. I got Pixies. They went nuts last week.
Okay. So yeah, that's just even more to our point about investing in the importance of it. But man, let's go ahead and switch gears here. I know y'all have heard about this young man